Now at 5 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, doctors weigh in on the abortion medication ruling, saying the mifepristone should not be approved. The Uvalde School Board has approved the drawings for the new elementary school replacing Robb Elementary. And the Mesquite School District firing a substitute teacher accused of encouraging students to fight in the classroom.
Well, the wind and the humidity is back. That's why we have all the cloud cover. There are actually a couple of showers around the area. We'll be tracking that and talking about your 7-day forecast coming up in a moment.
A Russian court has denied Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich's appeal. You're watching 25 News Now at 5. Good afternoon. Thank you for being with us. I'm James Munoz. Karina Garcia has the day off. A parking garage partially collapsed in Lower Manhattan's financial district. Bystander video shows cars hanging from a buckled upper deck. City leaders haven't immediately released any information on anyone hurt, but one person is confirmed dead. The collapse happened this afternoon at a parking structure about half a mile from the New York Stock Exchange. The Uvalde School Board approved the drawings for the new elementary school to replace Robb Elementary. SAT reports plans for a groundbreaking for the new school will happen in mid to late summer this year. The new school will go up near Uvalde's Dalton Elementary and is expected to house students from 2nd to 4th grade, just as Robb Elementary did. The Robb Elementary shooting victims are remembered in the proposal with a tree. Board members in the Ganado ISD meet tomorrow at 5 p.m. They're reviewing a Level 3 grievance filed by a parent. That's on the agenda. The meeting is at 210 South 6th Street in Ganado. You can read more at crossroadstoday.com. You have another chance in about 25 minutes to learn more about Victoria College's May 6 bond election. Voters will decide a $10 million bond issue to help with a $26.5 million project for a student success center. Victoria College already has $26.5 million in grants, gifts, and institutional funds for the project. The college is hosting the second bond information session at 5:30 today at the Campus Student Center, 2200 East Red River Street. Early voting starts April 24th and runs through May 2nd. This Thursday at 6 and 10, catch a 25 News Now Extra with Adam Seibel. We joined ABC News for their extended coverage this week on Earth Day with Climate Crisis, the Power of Water. We'll hear from farmers in Matagorda County and learn more about the impact the Texas-Colorado River and recent droughts have had on their crops. That's April 20th on 25 News Now at 6 and 10. This Saturday, Keep Victoria Beautiful is hosting an Earth Day cleanup from 7:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. For your viewer poll, we want to know, do you plan to keep Victoria beautiful this Saturday by helping out? Yes, no, or maybe. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to participate, and we'll have an update on what you and your neighbors are saying on 25 News Now at 6. Mac, it's windy out there now. What does Saturday morning look like for this big cleanup?
Well, I tell you, we've got actually a lot of weather between here and there. I think Saturday will work out, but it's going to be cooler now. The heat and the humidity. Did I tell you it was going to be a 2-can day?
You did. Okay. 2 cans of hairspray?
That's right. I want to make sure everybody knew. And all the cowboys need to hold onto their hats too, because the winds have been up to 35 miles an hour. Right now we're at 79. Sustained winds at 23. We've had gusts up to 32. We'll talk about the wind and when the next front comes through, coming up in just a moment. James?
Thank you so much. Florida's Fort Myers Beach was devastated by Hurricane Ian back in September. The city's town hall destroyed. Here's a look at the damage to the building, which workers will now tear down.
Correct me if I'm wrong, this isn't the typical front door you all had, right?
We did not have a front door. This was created by Hurricane Ian. This was sort of some administrative offices for the town. We're kind of heading back to where the council chambers are. We're going to probably have to sneak in through this door here.
Doesn't smell the best, huh?
Oh, it just gets better as you get in.
This is the main welcome center to the town offices,
The
right?
receptionist would have been right there in front of those palm trees.
Just to think that this has been sitting like this, untouched, kind of like memorialized since September 28th.
It's been more or less right after the storm. A few staff came in to try to retrieve some key documents, but because everything was so heavily damaged, there wasn't really much to save.
So this is our best route in, huh?
This is the most circuitous route to the council chamber. There's no good route. You have to sort of go through the restroom to get to the council chamber.
It's left the way it was September 27th, paper towels still in the dispenser. Was this tough walking back here for the first time? Seeing it like this?
It was pretty shocking, quite honestly, but you know, you really got to focus on staying safe so you don't get quite the emotional impact.
Inside the council chambers. Oh, wait, look at this. Show this. The hurricane reentry passes for 21 to 23. Ian hit in 2022, as we all know. Just sitting here on the ground, a whole pack of them.
And of course, here's the famous Arches mural. I was hoping we could potentially capture parts of this and maybe cut them into 5x5 squares and just make kind of little mementos.
These are all the placards that would go in there.
Yeah, those are old ones.
Really?
We need to save those because people would get a big kick out of those. Now, Gage, if you really want to go nuts and walk up the stairs, I would recommend, if you get up to the top of the stairs, I would recommend not going onto the floor.
Workers will demolish the building in about a week. The vice mayor says a new town hall will likely go up in the same spot. Today, Inspector General Christy Grimm testified to a House subcommittee on how the federal government has dealt with unaccompanied migrant children. In 2021, leaders were under pressure to release them quickly. Key leaders previously said the HHS Office of Refugee Resettlement ditched basic safety measures in releasing minors. A surge of migrants is expected next month when Title 42 expires. The COVID-era regulation gave Border Patrol authority to deny entry to migrants at the border. A group of doctors opposed to abortion asked the Supreme Court today to restrict access to a key medication abortion drug. A federal judge ruled the FDA shouldn't have approved the drug back in 2000. Last week, Justice Samuel Alito put a hold on the decision so the court could have more time to review the case. He also asked to hear from the doctors who agreed the government should not have approved the medication. Now a response from the DOJ is expected tonight or Wednesday morning. Alito set a deadline for the justices to reach a decision 1 minute before midnight Wednesday. A Mesquite school district fired a substitute teacher after she was accused of encouraging students to fight in the classroom. Authorities arrested the 24-year-old teacher after video surfaced where she allowed and encouraged fights in one of her classrooms on Wednesday. She was fired Thursday after the school district discovered the video. The Mesquite ISD said the teacher encouraged students to fight each other during class and outline rules for them to follow. Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich was in a Russian court Tuesday morning. The court upheld his detention after denying the journalist's appeal.
This morning, the first clear sight of Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich since his arrest nearly 3 weeks ago. The 31-year-old American in a Moscow court for an appeal hearing against his detention on alleged espionage charges that, if convicted, threatened to keep him in prison for 20 years. Placed in a glass cage, Gershkovich smiling at reporters. The judge denying a request for bail and ordering him back to prison on the charges the Biden administration, his newspaper and colleagues say are categorically false. Afterwards, the U.S. Ambassador Lynn Tracy speaking on the steps of the court.
The charges against Evan are baseless, and we call on the Russian Federation to immediately release him.
In an interview with the Wall Street Journal, Gershkovich's parents saying they received this letter from him dated April 5th, writing in Russian, he's not losing hope.
It's what's one of the American qualities that we absorbed. Be optimistic, believe in happy ending.
The other American considered wrongfully detained by the US, former Marine Paul Whelan, has now been in detention more than 4 years, also on espionage charges. Whelan's family this week criticising the Biden administration, saying they fear he could be overlooked again following the high-profile prisoner swap for WNBA star Brittany Griner late last year. The White House has now responded, saying that Paul Whelan's case is important to the president. But the question now really, can the US and Russia find a deal to free both men? And how long might that take? Patrick Reevell, ABC News in London.
Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Dick Durbin says an ethical standard for the judges is important. This comes after ProPublica reported last week Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas received gifts from a GOP mega donor. Durbin doesn't know if Congress can create such a code for the High Court, but he promised to hold a hearing.
Every other federal judge in America, except for 9 on the Supreme Court, is bound by an ethical standard which is important. I would say that it bears repeating that the standards applied to members of Congress is dramatically larger than the standard applied to ordinary judges of the federal courts.
Durbin says although he'd like Thomas to testify, he does not think the justice would comply. For more on today's news stories, come to crossroadstoday.com. Read up on the proclamation issued by the City of Victoria mayor denouncing anti-Semitism under news. Straight ahead on 25 News now at 5. Ralph Yarl's classmates showing support in a unity walk after he was shot by an 84-year-old homeowner. Also ahead, a 24-hour truce reportedly reached in Sudan after 4 days of intense fighting.
News Center 25 at 6 and 10 is also heard on KVNN 1340 AM, Victoria's News Network.
You want to have purpose, to unlock your full potential. Imagine a career that fits you. With the Pathways at Victoria College, you can take steps towards a high-paying career that fits you and your interests. Or save money by completing courses you need before transferring to a university to earn a bachelor's degree. No matter where you came from or where you are now, Victoria College will take you where you want to be. The world needs you. Are you ready? Victoria College. Enroll today.
There's a powerful beast said to be roaming these woods. And if you listen carefully, you can hear it. And sometimes you can see its tracks. And every now and then, you get a quick glimpse of it.
Grandpa telling his stories again.
The 2023 Toyota Tundra. Better trucks make better stories. Toyota. Let's go places.
In Kansas City, hundreds of students held a unity walk to support their classmate, Ralph Yarl, who's recovering. He was shot by an 84-year-old man last Thursday night. That elderly homeowner is now facing federal charges, rather felony charges, for shooting Yarl, who rang his doorbell. Kansas City police say Andrew Lester opened fire on the 16-year-old through his glass front door. Yarl is still recovering from gunshot wounds. He went to the wrong house by mistake when he was trying to pick up his younger brothers. Lester was initially arrested but released less than 2 hours later. Prosecutors have said there was a racial component to the case. A 24-hour ceasefire reportedly reached between Sudan's rival generals on the 4th day of heavy fighting. The truce, reported by several Arab media outlets, was to begin Tuesday at 6 p.m. local time, but heavy fighting started again, and it was unclear whether it would hold. Both generals are backed by tens of thousands of heavily armed troops who are battling across the capital and elsewhere in Sudan since Saturday.
Right now, the imperative is, in fact, to have these temporary ceasefires, pauses, humanitarian pauses, if you like, to allow people to move, to send their relatives to hospital, to restock food. It's the holy month of Ramadan. It's about 40 degrees. People fast during the day. Being able to move safely is, for the moment, the highest humanitarian priority. This will then allow us to move into response to the bigger picture.
The violence has killed at least 185 people and wounded hundreds of other people. It has raised the specter of civil war in Africa's third largest country. More than 1 million women in the U.S. go through menopause every year. Symptoms can last years and may have a major impact on their quality of life. Some health experts say there is treatment.
Laurie Lane has always loved being active, but in her late 50s, she started feeling tired, lacked motivation to work out, and her joints became painful.
I went to my gynecologist and said, I have all these symptoms. And, he's like, congratulations, this is menopause.
Other symptoms like brain fog and hot flashes also appeared. Lane says she struggled with all of it for about 2 years, but it took a toll on her life.
All these things coming at you, it just, made you feel not like a whole person.
Lane says a blood test revealed her testosterone was low, which made her a candidate for a procedure done at Orlando Health, where a low dose of testosterone is delivered through a pellet injected under the skin during a quick in-office visit.
But as time goes on, I think you're going to see this become a pseudo standard of care that will be an option for almost all patients to see if they can improve upon these menopausal symptoms.
The testosterone pellet procedure is not currently FDA approved, but Pepe says it's providing relief to many of his patients and lasts between 12 and 16 weeks.
There's a little bit of risk behind estrogen. There's no risk behind testosterone. So it's a safe hormone. We monitor the dosing level in about 4 weeks to make sure that we're looking for the appropriate range that's therapeutic.
Lane says she started seeing results within days, and she's back to feeling herself again.
I'd say I'm functioning in all cylinders.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Norfolk Southern CEO Alan Shaw testified in front of an Ohio Senate rail safety panel today, more than 2 months after the train derailment in East Palestine. He assured the panel the company wouldn't leave East Palestine until the cleanup was finished. Remediation crews remain on the site of the derailment, cleaning up toxic soil left from the hazardous materials that escaped the damaged rail cars. Norfolk Southern is facing a lawsuit from Ohio's Attorney General over costs for the toxic chemical spill cleanup and environmental damage.
Our goal throughout this whole process has been to make it right, do more than less, which means we're going to do more than the norm on the environmental remediation. We're going to do more than the norm on the community response. And I am personally going to be more involved than the norm. And our goal has been to be as transparent as possible with the community.
East Palestine residents have received emergency funding provided by the rail company. Many are worried about long-term health effects and property values. Grab your cell phone, scan this QR code right there on your screen to download the Crossroads Today app. Watch us wherever, whenever, get breaking news alerts, and vote in our viewer polls. Mac?
Thank you, James. Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, you noticed the wind, I'm sure. It was up to 37 miles an hour just about an hour ago. We'll be talking about the wind, the humidity, and the chance for any rain with that next front, all coming up in just a moment.
Looking for a way to support your community? Find unique treasures at Blue & Company. Why not catch a movie at the Grand Theater or spruce up your garden at Handy Stop Nursery? Shop local and support your community. Visit Yoakum and explore all it has to offer.
Is it too late to call in sick?
No sick days for rookies.
Simone, there's no way you can catch him.
Sure about that?
H-E-B Meal Simple. Delicious, ready-made meals from recipes created by our chefs and ready in minutes, like vegetarian butternut ravioli marinara and hundreds more. For better, tastier meals, the answer is simple. Meal Simple, only at H-E-B.
Hit the ground running in the most adventurous Honda vehicles yet. Like the Pilot and Passport Trail Sport, or the Ridgeline, made more rugged with better off-road performance, and more capable with different driving modes available to conquer snow, mud, and sand. Adventure on in the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
J-Lo opened up about taking Ben Affleck's last name. So now you got two Jennifer Afflecks running around. It's messy. Wednesday, Steve Harvey.
Afternoon, everyone. 79 degrees right about now. Of course, the clouds and the wind have been the big story all day long. Right about now, it feels like 65 because the dew point, or the humidity, is down at the surface. Up above is where all the moisture is. Got good visibility, and we've had a peak wind gust at this hour to 31 miles an hour. We've sustained winds at 20, so it's rather breezy out there. Our high today got up to 84. Right now, we're looking at temperatures to even get a little higher for the next day or so until the front comes through. But normal is 81 for this time of year, and 60 is about where we're supposed to be at night. Let's take a look at there's the crossroads. There's Victoria. A few little potential sprinkles. I can't imagine that all of this is actually hitting the ground. But out to the west of us, we had a very interesting surge of showers that came down right along Highway 37, went over Beeville, and then kept going all the way down to, I guess, Alice and Robstown. So they're getting it. So we missed it all, and that's okay. There's more opportunities to come. So this is the rain chance that we had today. Tomorrow, it gets a little bit more interesting. Here's the map I was showing you. Just another thing I wanted to remind you. This is the Atlantic, all right? The United States here, Africa there. What we need is the intertropical convergence zones. Basically, all these thunderstorms that you see down here, they're going to move up, right? And when they get in this position, basically Cape Verde to the Caribbean, then we know that hurricane season will start. Now, right now, it's not starting, and so don't worry about it. I just wanted to know what the signs we're looking for. Also, one of the concerns I have, because I think it's going to be an active season, more active than normal, is the amount of heat in the Atlantic and the Caribbean. Very warm water. Now, it used to be that we'd have 80-degree temperature water, 2 meters, about 6-8 feet. Well, now that's down to about 100 feet. So that's a lot of heat in there, and all the heating of the Earth has actually gone into the oceans. Okay, you're thinking, well, I don't feel it heating up. No, it's a combination. The ocean is a heat sink. It takes the heat and holds it. And that's why we're concerned about getting ready. So I personally think it's going to be a much more than active season above normal. Here's our strong sea breeze. There's our front. It comes in on Thursday right about here. You can see it's kind of like that last front where it'll have spotty showers along the thing right about there. So what time is that? That's Thursday night. And then by Friday morning, it should start pushing through the region, and then we get a nicer north wind blowing behind it. So it's, let's just say that there will be more thunder and lightning. Not everybody's going to get wet, but it'll be Friday before Saturday morning. So here we go. 84 tomorrow again, then 86 and 88 on Friday. Now, of course, being by the Gulf, by the water, the temperature gets regulated by the water. So that's why we don't see, 105 like they do out in Del Rio. Because while we're at 88, they're going to be at about 100 in the next day or so. The cool front comes in Friday night with the possible showers, and then we're cooler as we get to Saturday and Sunday. That's your 7-day forecast. We've got the QR code. We want you to scan that, put it on your phone, and take Crossroads today wherever you want to go. Here's James.
Yes, we do. Thank you so much, Matt. Coming up next on 25 News Now at 5, we'll take a look at Wall Street. Plus, the FAA lifted a nationwide ground stop for Southwest Airlines flights following some equipment issues.
If I have a plumbing problem, I hire a plumber.
If I have electrical issues, I call an electrician.
If you've been injured in a car or truck wreck, you may need to call a lawyer.
When you call Cole, Easley, and Skiba, we will answer your questions.
If you hire us, we'll work hard to get your case settled.
If needed, we can file a lawsuit and take your case to trial.
Give us a call. We've been doing this for a while.
Hi, I'm Charlie Garcia.
And I'm Rico Garcia.
And we are USA Concrete Coatings.
If you're ready to upgrade your business, restaurant, garage, man cave, or porch, then you're ready for USA Concrete Coatings.
We'll have your floors looking flawless with our exclusive USA Concrete Coatings products. We'll ensure that your concrete coating is strong and durable. It's antimicrobial and comes with a lifetime warranty.
USA Concrete Coatings, from concrete to custom in just one day.
Stay up to date with what's happening in the Crossroads by downloading the Crossroads Today mobile app. You'll get instant alerts to your phone or tablet the minute breaking news or weather happens. Only the free Crossroads Today mobile app features weather updates for local sports. The Crossroads Today app gives you the ability to stream our daily newscasts when you're on the go and share pictures or tips straight to our newsroom and so much more. Brought to you locally by Prosperity Bank, with 12 locations serving the Crossroads area.
When you legalize something, it is addiction for profit.
One hotly debated topic, the question of whether marijuana should be legalized.
The people who are regulating the cannabis industry is the cannabis industry.
You just made my case.
We keep our cameras rolling.
I've been at that for 3 decades.
Alcohol is a precise example of a mistake we do not want to repeat with 100,000 people dead a year.
All new Dr. Phil.
Taking a look at your stocks on this Tuesday afternoon, the Dow losing 11 points, the S&P adding 4 points, and the Nasdaq down 4. Oil down 3 cents, closing at $80.80 a barrel. The FAA has lifted a ground stop today for Southwest Airlines. The agency had paused departing flights at the airline's request earlier over equipment issues. Southwest said there were data connection issues resulting from a firewall failure. The FAA said there was still a hold on flights into the Dallas Love Field Airport. The flight tracking website FlightAware said by midday more than 1,500 of the airline's flights were delayed. As a result, there could be other residual flight delays throughout the day. Apple is offering a high-yield savings account to its cardholders. The new product is only for people with Apple hardware. Customers can use the account with Goldman Sachs to put any savings they wish to deposit, as well as the 3% cash back they get from using the Apple Card. Bankrate has given the Apple Card high marks as a no-fee rewards credit card. Stay with us. We'll take one last look at your forecast with Mac. Plus, the wife of Japan's Prime Minister visits the White House in her first ever solo trip.
We know you always buy everything your family needs, like the best cuts from our meat market, a bakery with fresh goods baked daily. We are here to assist you, and you can grab fresh tacos. Supermercado Morelos. Live the tradition.
Go put on a 3-piece suit and relax.
Tonight, Will Trent, the network TV drama of the year, returns.
Your dog is obsessed with me, Trent. Do you have a lint roller?
With 3 all-new episodes, including the shocking season finale.
I think someone's targeting people from the children's home.
You are in danger.
Whoever's doing this, they're threatening us. I need to stay on this.
I'm taking the case.
Agent Mitchell, good luck with the investigation.
New Will Trent, tonight on ABC and stream on Hulu.
The woman who says she found total strangers trashing and living in her house.
It has been a nightmare of just epic proportions.
Next, Inside Edition. And when she went inside her own home, guess what? She's the one who got into trouble.
Did you just threaten us to bring a gun?
Then, the defamation trial of the century. Will Fox's top host be forced to testify? Watch the next Inside Edition.
Live has a new co-host, Mark Consuelos. Wednesday, Ray Romano. And Succession's Jay Smith Cameron. Plus, yoga and Live's It Takes Two week.
We gotta work on your alarm sound.
Oh, does it wake you?
No, there's ways to wake and then there's ways to be just jolted out of sleep.
Today's the field trip to the Franklin Institute.
And it's a sleepover.
Our first sleepover.
Cause girls is players.
So I don't get a thank you for putting me next to your little boyfriend.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I made you class buddies with Gregory. You can thank me after you have your really short, broad-shouldered babies.
I just wanna have a good night.
You two should just kiss and get it over with.
You need to be better about hiding things with your face.
I just wanna have a good night. I just wanna have a good night. Hold up.
We want to make sure you experience Crossroads Today Plus, so you can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and Android TV, and on your cell phone, just search Crossroads Today Plus. The wife of the Japanese Prime Minister met with the U.S. First Lady Jill Biden Monday to exchange views on U.S.-Japan friendship and women's activities. Women from both countries who are active in the U.S. attended the luncheon. Kishida and the First Lady also planted a cherry tree in the White House garden to symbolize the continued friendship between the two nations. This is the first time the Japanese Prime Minister's wife made a solo visit to the White House.
Yeah, it's very nice, you know, but
Planting a
do you
tree.
really think they planted that tree?
They did some of it. They got it started.
It's the honorary turning of the shovel.
There you go, yes.
Well, folks, the wind is going to be the problem for us for the next couple of days. I mean, today we peaked at 37 miles an hour. Tomorrow we'll be in that range again, so it's Wednesday and Thursday. And then it's Friday when it finally settles down. We had some showers around the area today, but there's just this low-grade possibility right on through Friday. Now, Friday night, the front comes through, and then all of a sudden on Saturday, oh my gosh, I got to report the wind chill because it'll be around 70 degrees on Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. That'll be a nice, cool walk.
It will be a beautiful walk, and
Yeah.
I'll tell you, because once they flip the thermometer for summer, ooh,
Yeah, that wind, though, today. Hold on to your hat.
yeah, you bet.
All right, thank you, Mac, and thank you for being with us. Remember, we're always on at Crossroads Today Plus. We hope to see you back here tonight. For 25 News Now at 6, World News Tonight with David Muir is up next.